Massive television viewership for Caitlin Clark's return from injury proves Angel Reese wrong. Again, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are the biggest rivals in the WNBA, whether they want to admit it or not. However, the former is far more important than the latter when it comes to viewership. Her return from injury on Saturday proved once again that she is the most valuable player in league history. Reese went on an unprompted rant about the increased popularity of the WNBA during the second month of her rookie season with the Chicago Sky in 2024. The No. 7 overall pick boldly claimed more. People are watching women's basketball just as much because of her as Clark. That is entirely untrue by the numbers. Caitlin Clark was ruled out for at least 2 weeks at the end of May with a quad injury. Ticket prices for Fever games immediately started to plummet as soon as the news was announced. The get-in price for last season's games between Indiana and Chicago hovered around $120. The get-in price for the rivalry game against the Sky without Clark hovered around $18 earlier this month. If Angel Reese is just as big of a draw, those tickets would have stayed closer to $100. They didn't. Let's also look at the TV numbers. Ratings across the entire WNBA, the entire league, dropped by more than 50% while Clark sat out with injury. People are not as interested in watching professional women's basketball during the regular season if the reigning Rookie of the Year is not on the floor, period. If Angel Reese is just as big of a draw, ratings would drop by no more than 10%. They didn't. To go even one step further, Clark made her return to the court on Saturday against the New York Liberty. It was the third most watched WNBA game on ABC ever. The broadcast averaged 2.2 million viewers and peaked at 2.8 million. Needless to say, Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw in league history. Angel Reese can try all she wants to put herself on the same level, but the numbers say otherwise. She is not the same. When the sports world buzzes with anticipation for a single moment, you know it's about more than just a game. It's about stories of resilience, rivalry, and redemption. The recent astronomical television viewership numbers for Caitlin Clark's triumphant return to the court after injury are not just a testament to her talent and star power, but also a quiet, resounding answer to Angel Reese's doubters, critics, and especially those who bet against Clark again. The build-up, a season interrupted. Caitlin Clark's journey this season has been anything but smooth. The Iowa Hawkeyes sharpshooter and mesmerizing playmaker, who had been lighting up college basketball courts with her unparalleled scoring and vision, faced a setback that put her brilliance on hold. Injury, the bane of every athlete, forced her into the painful sidelines, leaving fans and analysts wondering how her absence would shape the team's fate and her personal legacy. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, the fierce and formidable forward known for her physicality and no-nonsense attitude, had become the symbolic foil to Clark's artistry. Their rivalry was more than just competition. It was a narrative clash of styles and personalities that captivated the nation. Reese's team capitalized on Clark's injury, seizing victories and momentum while Clark healed, fueling the narrative that the new dominant force in women's college basketball had arrived. The return. A nation watches. Then came the announcement. Caitlin Clark was cleared to play. The news spread like wildfire. Tickets sold out within minutes. Social media exploded with anticipation. Networks scrambled to secure broadcasting rights, knowing this was not just another game, it was a cultural event. When the game finally aired, television ratings shattered records. Millions tuned in, from hardcore sports fans to casual viewers, drawn by the promise of witnessing a phoenix rising. The airwaves were saturated with commentary, highlight reels, and speculation. Clark's name trended worldwide, and every pass, shot, and move was dissected in real time. This was no ordinary return. It was a statement, loud, clear, and impossible to ignore, proving Angel Reese wrong again. Angel Reese, a powerhouse in her own right, had often been cast as the athlete who would outshine Clark. The prevailing narrative was that Reese's physical dominance and aggressive style would eventually overshadow Clark's finesse and creativity. And during Clark's injury hiatus, that seemed to hold true. Reese's team surged, their confidence grew, and analysts questioned whether Clark could reclaim her throne. But the overwhelming viewership for Clark's comeback games signaled something deeper. It was not just about who scored more points or grabbed more rebounds. It was about influence and inspiration. Clark's style, her flair, and her audacity to return and perform at an elite level captivated a broader audience.